Now, if you're struggling with self-sabotage and you don't know where to start, here, right here on this podcast, we're building the community. I want to remind you, breaking self-sabotage patterns takes time. You've been operating like this for years, every decade, like I was. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small wins. We're building a community of people committed to breaking these cycles. Hello, hello. Welcome to Terror to Triumph. This is interesting. There was mishap just now. Like I said, we are working on getting our platform at Pulse Emporium to stream live with StreamYard, and we've been having some technical difficulties concerning that. And again, today we had a failure. So we're continuing to work on that for you. And for those who are watching, I welcome you. My name is Alfonso Pelt. I am your host to Terror to Triumph, a live podcast where we talk about surviving as people, normal people, survivors of those who have suffered childhood trauma. Today is our Q&A session, and I welcome any and everyone to ask questions. You guys are welcome to ask questions on YouTube, our YouTube channel, which is Terror to Triumph Live. We are on also Facebook at Facebook.com/Alfonso Pelt. My name is on the screen. I have to get my finger right here on the screen. So that way you guys can come and check us out and see the video of the podcast. Or if you would choose, come see or hear the audio podcast on multiple platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, we're on YouTube Podcasts, we're on several different other ones. These are Castbox, Podcast Addict, we're on FM radio, we're on iHeartRadio. There's a lot more. But we're also on Buzzsprout. That's our host audio podcast. The other ones feed RSS feeds. So if you go to Buzzsprout, you can donate money there if you choose to do that. But I behoove you all to go to our website, Pelts Emporium. That's PELTSSSS, not Z. S. So go to PELTSEMPORIUM.com. And we have merchandise there that you can peruse and check out. And, if you want to support the show, all items except for Crystal's Corner, go to Sustain and help the podcast remain active, to keep these conversations going, to keep giving out information to everybody, to you guys, to disseminate for yourselves, to help yourselves, to elevate yourselves, to be the person that God intended you to be. Okay, now that all that's out the way, right? Okay, we want to get into the show. I'm open to questions, y'all. I'm waiting for some questions. Come on, ask me some stuff. I don't care. Do you want to know about me? You want to ask questions about the trauma I've been through? How did I get through it and all that kind of stuff? I'm here. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to explain my side, my truth to you, to show you, hey, I am a real survivor. It actually happened to me. And I'm willing to share my pain to let you know that you are not alone. Because you're not. You're not alone. The enemy are people who caused us hurt, this type of trauma. Our assaulters would want us to remain silent. That way they remain in power over us. It's time to take that power back. And we take the power back by talking about it. We regain our power, our strength, our courage by stepping up and talking about our trauma. That's the first step to our healing. The first step to our healing is actually acknowledging that we were hurt, that we were wrong. The second part is knowing that we're been wronged. Is there something that is a consequence of that action that may cause us to act inadvertently? We have to look at our situations and our relationships and our job situations, and it may be some of us hold it down better than others. Some of us fall apart at the seams. Some of us, excuse me, manage to hold it in a medium level where it's manageable, but we're still exploding on the inside. So it's really about not just yourself, but who we're affecting. It could be family. It could be loved ones. It could be significant others. It could be people who have nothing to do with us. It could be coworkers. All these things, all these people around us are affected by our trauma. We have to learn to talk about it, to be able to step up and tell people about it. But not just anyone, because you can't just tell anybody. Some people will not take it the right way. Some people will say, there's something wrong with this. Then they'll start being judgmental. And then they'll start saying, or maybe you didn't think about it the right way. Or maybe you thought this, or maybe it's not as important as you thought it was. Maybe it's not that serious, or that didn't happen, or some to that degree. And those type of people you cannot talk to, because all they're doing is making you feel that your pain is invalid, and your pain is valid. You feel what you feel. You've experienced your trauma. They haven't. You can't take another person's word for that. You're the only one who experienced your trauma, your direct trauma, not trauma in general, because a lot of people experience trauma, but you experience your specific trauma. Nobody can step into your shoes and say, you didn't do that. You didn't feel this type of way. You're probably thinking about it wrong. You're looking at it wrong. No one else can say that to you. Only you have your truth. You're sharing it with somebody who can't comprehend the situation. So what you have to do is find somebody who will be sympathetic to your problem. to your issue, to your trauma. Someone who will say, wow, I didn't know all that was going on with you. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. You need some help. You need to talk to somebody. You need me to take you somewhere. You trying to get out that situation. You need a place to stay. These are questions that a real friend or somebody who's genuinely concerned would say. They would ask you that. Again, my name is Alfonso Belt. Welcome to Terror to Triumph. I'm here to answer your questions. I don't want to just sit up here and talk, but I made this platform for people like us, people like me. I'm a trauma survivor, but I'm 54 years old, y'all, so up there in age. I did not have the internet like you guys have it now. There was no podcast. There was no streaming. There was no groups or anything like that. The earliest AOL online, they had online chat groups. And none of those were really serious. People were just exploring the internet, exploring talking to each other, exploring how other people are or what's going on in their area, in their part of the world, their city, or whatever the case. People were exploring back then. They really didn't know. So, shout out to Yahoo for that. Appreciate you guys putting us on all those years ago. You guys were pioneers. I kind of hate that you guys don't do that no more. I thought that was wonderful. You could just jump online, go into a certain group, Chinese speaking, Chinese, like a Chinese English speaking group. So you could actually go into a group like that and start talking to people who are Chinese, but they speak English. And they're probably trying to hone their skills in speaking English by speaking to an American, but you're trying to find out about their culture, how it really is over there from the actual people. Who has the opportunity to just say, I want to speak to an Asian person back then? You didn't have that opportunity. You did not have that opportunity. Unless you knew Asian people stayed next door to you or something like that, where you could actually go next door. There was no real access to speak to somebody from a different culture or language. If you didn't happen to cross paths with a person from a different country or something like that, you just were out of luck. That's the way it was. That's the world we lived in. That's how things were and became to be subsequently greater now. We evolved. We went from typing, conversation, speaking, typing. There was no video. We were typing everything we were typing. It evolved to video in the 2000s. We started doing video groups and video group chats and stuff like that. Yahoo was kicking it strong back then. I got to give it to Yahoo still. Then you started having other groups splinter off, people coming out with their own thing. Yahoo went from Yahoo. America Online was their biggest competition, and America Online did have a lot of people. AOL was the acronym for that. But then you got websites that started picking up, like, what was it, Black People Meet? Wow, that's so long ago. I can't even remember all of the different sites you can go and meet people on. It was just the sites like Facebook is today, where people just go on Facebook. Whether we know that's the hub that you would go to and listen to people. or talk to people or interact with people. It's a hub. And you had your own page, and people came to your page and saw what your page was about, what you were about on your page. And you could stylize your page however you wanted, the colors or the text or whatever. It was like basic HTML, but the UI made it easier to interact. Facebook doesn't do that. Okay, so Facebook is just Facebook. You know, you got an app, you look at it, you see what it is, that's what it is. You know, the thing you can customize is when you talk to somebody in a chat, in a message, in Messenger. You can customize the background and the bubbles and all that stuff. But I think Black People Meet had it to where you could customize your whole entire page. I thought that was smooth, and they got away from that. Something else came out between Facebook and Black People Meet. There was another huge site. I cannot remember the name of it. But anyway, I'm getting off base. I'm telling my age, basically. But yeah, 54 years old, man. I was around when people weren't streaming like this. We weren't podcasting. We weren't Zooming. We weren't, what's the other one? Not Zoom. It's another one. You have to pay for that service, though. Anyway, you have to pay for Zoom, too, but you can use it for free, like 40-minute increments or something like that. Anyhow, the internet evolved, and now I can create a platform on various platforms to access people, to let them know about what I'm doing, what my brand is. And that's awesome because back then, if you were selling or if you had a service, you had to do it word of mouth, or you tried to create one of those pages back then to solicit business. But it's become so much more advanced and technical now where you don't have to do too much. You just plug in a couple things and bam, it's there. So it's become way more streamlined. And now I can, a person like me, who is not super duper tech savvy. I'm tech savvy, don't get me wrong. I could build computers and stuff like that. But when it comes to networking on the scale of IBM or Windows or say MSI or AMD, those guys are way up there. That's way above my pay grade. I bow down to you guys. You guys got it going on. But I did. As a youth, I used to want to be on that side of the technology. I wanted to be the creator of the new processor chip or stuff like that. No, things didn't turn out that way. Life didn't turn out that way for me, so I can't complain. So I'm here 19 minutes in and no one's asking me any questions. What's going on, y'all? I'm making myself available to give you insight to things about my personal life, and no one's saying anything. So without this being a loss, because I don't want to just be up here rambling, I still want to give you guys information. And now not having somebody come and ask questions, trying to see what was going on, is making me feel like maybe this isn't worth the effort. Maybe I shouldn't do Q&As. I don't know. I don't know. I still need you. I'm looking for input, guys. I would like somebody to tell me, is having a Q&A, open Q&A like this, is it a good thing? No one said. I only had one person really respond and say, They think it's a good thing for me to do the 5-minute increments and then leave it at that. But like I said, it's a lot of crucial information to be given out. And 5 minutes, I think, would do you guys an injustice to rush everything in 5 minutes. But I did have something for you today to tell you guys. I want to give you some red flags, signs of abusive people, and we as survivors need to know these things because we already been abused and we're trying to not go back down that path again with someone else who may be a little less or more or just as abusive. We don't need that anymore. So we need to start looking out for what red flags should tell us, we ain't going down that path, bro. We ain't going down that path, mama. We ain't going down that path, sis. Bro, nope. Whatever the case may be, we're not going there, okay? So here we go. If you're watching, drop a comment. Let us know you're here. This is interactive. I've been saying that the whole time. You ask questions, I answer them. We're building this community together. I am trying. I really am trying. I need you guys to chime in too. If you're on the outside watching, it's okay if you just step in and say, hey, what's up? Appreciate the work. That's fine. I'll acknowledge you and I'll respond. But let me know this is, I know it's worth it. I know it's worth it. I just need you guys to start interacting. I need you to be brave enough to interact, to start speaking up for yourself. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about this signs of abuse of people. Here's why it's important is because a lot of survivors don't recognize abuse when it's happening. Okay? We don't really pay attention to it as it's happening, either to us or to somebody else. I just put a big old smudge in my glasses. I kind of need those, to read, but okay. Anyway, so we might think it's normal. We might think it's their fault, and we don't see the red flags until it's too late. We're already nose deep in it. Grab my little microfiber here to wipe my glasses. Okay, so today we're breaking down the signs, the behaviors that tell you this person isn't safe. Okay. So, and I want to be clear, this isn't about judgment. All right. It's about protection, protecting yourself. And that's fine. It's a good thing to protect yourself. It's about helping you recognize danger so you can get to safety. All right. Okay. Here's some signs that the people are abusive to you. Okay. They isolate you. They want you away from your families and friends. Okay. They want you dependent on them. They don't want you to be around anybody else. They say things like, your friends don't understand you, or your family is toxic. Your family might be toxic though. But the truth of the matter is, family is family. And family will protect you more so than a stranger will. Sometimes a stranger will protect you more than your family will. True that. But if you got somebody that you just met that's already talking about your family being toxic, if you haven't told them that they're toxic, if you haven't shared that information to them, people, listen, that sounds like somebody is trying to get you away. That sounds like a human trafficker, to be honest with you. They don't want you associated with somebody that can help you. Somebody, your support system, they want you to isolate you from that. That's a red flag. Okay. They control you. They tell you, you need to put this on. Or Why are you talking to them? Don't talk to them. Or they say, you can't go over there. Don't go over there. I tell you where you can go. You can go here. You can't go over there. They monitor your phone. They need to know where you are at all times. And people, I know y'all have heard this so many times. TikTok that made fun about this in videos. People checking people's phone, the phone prank and all that stuff. It's really telling bad social behaviors. Y'all making fun of it. But this real stuff. Abusive people do these things. So y'all thinking it's funny till y'all get in a relationship with these people and they actually start doing this stuff. Mentally abusing. They gaslight you. They make you question reality. They deny things they said. They tell you you're crazy or you're too sensitive. That sounds familiar. No, it does to me. They start off charming at first. I'm sure a lot of ladies say this one. Start off real charming. Oh, they love bombing. They're perfect in the beginning. Then slowly the abuse starts. But by then you're hooked. How about they blame you? Like everything is your fault. You made them angry. It's your fault I'm angry. You caused them to hurt you. It's your fault. You made me angry. That's why I hurt you. That's your fault. You're responsible for their behavior. Really? It's my fault you put your fist in my eye. That's my fault? Okay, granted. If you look at it from certain angles, you cheated on me. I caught you cheating. That's why I put my fist in your eye. I can't say nothing to that. You cheating on somebody. You was wrong. You was wrong. But everything, the grass is green. Oh, that's your fault. You coming home from work. Hey, why the dishes ain't washed? What you at home? How come you ain't washed the dishes? Why is it my fault? I was at work. Okay. Things that people make excuses to point blame at you for everything. So that's what we're talking about. All right. They escalate. The abuse gets worse over time. What started as criticism becomes yelling. What comes as yelling becomes physical. I'm like the opposite. I don't say anything. I absorb. I absorb to the point where I cannot absorb anymore. If I can't absorb anymore, I walk. I'd rather walk away than do what I know I'm capable of doing, and that's exploding. And I don't want to see myself go there because I don't know how that's going to end. It's not going to end pretty for anybody, them or me, because I know me. Some things get my temperature boiling really quick. And if I'm absorbing stuff over a long period of time, that fuse is becoming shorter and shorter. So it would behoove the person I'm with to talk to me about situations. No yelling, no arguing, no fussing, no screaming, no hollering. Just talk to me. I'm more acceptable to listen to you if we talk and have a normal conversation than somebody wagging their finger in my face, trying to browbeat me and say I did this, that, and the other. That's not going to work with me. I'll tune you out. I might be wrong, but I'm not going to sit there and let you browbeat me. I'll just drown you out and look at you like you're stupid. And that's my go-to for safety reasons because I don't want to argue. I don't want to escalate the situation. Okay, I'm out of time actually, but There's a lot more to these. I'm going to save these for next time. So you guys be safe. Have a safe and productive week. Safe and productive week. I get tongue twisted sometimes. But I want you guys to take this information to heart and really pay attention to how a person is treating you. This is Alfonso Pelt. This is Terror to Triumph. I thank you guys for coming and joining me today. I know you probably download this and listen to it later, but please, when you get a chance, share, tell your friends about Terror to Triumph, tell them about Pelt's Emporium. Go over there and check out some of the merchandise, sign up, become a member on the site, and then you can check out the podcast from there. Until we can get the live streaming working over there, you can always join us here on Terror to Triumph Live on our YouTube channel, or you can check us out on my personal Facebook page, Alfonso Pelt. So 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays and Saturdays, we are live. So I hope you guys have a blessed week, and I will see you Saturday, 10:30 a.m. All right. Have a good one.